Hello!
Hey.
Hi.
Welcome to episode 7 of Once Upon a Captain Swan.
Yeah.
Joining with me today, for the first time ever, all 8 of us.
Yay!
The whole squad is here.
It only took, like 7 or 8 episodes?
This is your MySpace top 8 right here.
Yes!
You're dating yourself.
I don't care. I don't care.
So today we've got Kim,
Howdy.
Lindsay,
Hey, up!
Justine,
Hey, guys!
Gabrielle,
Hey.
Jenna, or JMO,
Oh.
Hello.
Rachel,
Hi!
and other Jenna.
Yay.
Today we are talking about our beloved savior, Emma Swan. It's Emma Swan
Love that
Appreciation Day.
Yay.
So we're going to be counting down our top 5 favorite Emma Swan moments that we collectively as a group picked. And then we're going to go around and talk about some others that didn't necessarily make the list, some honorable mentions. And then we're going to go into the moments that you, as the listeners, submitted to us. That's the plan.
Sounds good.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
All right, we're going to kick things right off with our top 5 because we're going to be talking for a long time about all this stuff.
Just a little bit.
Okay, number 5 on our list for top Emma Swan moments is the orphan lost girl speech from Neverland.
This was heartbreaking, wasn't it, guys?
Right.
Yeah, it really was.
Like, there are only a few Once Upon a Time scenes that always make me cry, and this is one of them.
Yeah.
I always cry when I see this scene.
Yeah, because I think at this point, like, Snow and everyone, like, expect her to be happy. She's got a family, she's got all this, obviously friends and family and everything, and then all of a sudden, she's having to admit her true self. Well, actually, I'm still this lost girl. You can't just shake that off, unfortunately.
No.
That damage isn't repaired overnight. It's a process. And I think she's still working through that process too. I think it's just doesn't happen overnight.
Yeah. And I think in Showtime, it had only been like a couple weeks since since she had broken the curse and realized that Snow and Charming were her parents. So,
Yeah.
I mean, a few weeks versus 28 years of feeling alone and unwanted. It's going to take time for her to really accept that she has parents, she has a family who love and accept her.
Especially when there was no time for her to even deal with it. Because when you think about
Yeah.
all the crap that happened in season 2, between her breaking the curse and them going off to Neverland, she had no time to deal with that at all.
Yeah.
I hope she books time with Archie because that's some serious things they got to work out, man.
Yeah.
Well, and the fact that, it's so much different in the Enchanted Forest and, like, Fairy Tale Land, where, like, everything's all hope and rainbows and butterflies, and Emma didn't grow up with that. She grew up with the real world and dealing with a crappy hand that she was dealt. And, like, when Snow always tries to be so, like, even Emma said, like, how are you so infuriatingly optimistic all the time?
Yes.
And, like, it's hard. I think it's just so hard for her to, like, for them to connect, because Snow's always like, oh, well, we're together now, so nothing else matters. But Emma's like, yeah, but for 28 years, I was an orphan, and I was alone, and I had nobody. And I'm just like, it just hurts.
That's why I love that scene, because it shows, like, Snow can actually see the damage that happened. You know, she thought she was doing a good thing for the curse, but you were doing a horrible thing for your daughter unintentionally at the same time, so.
Yeah. I mean, I can understand Snow's decision. It was a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
Either she was going to have to give up her daughter and know that in almost 30 years she's going to come back and break a curse, or they can all be cursed together indefinitely.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly, yeah. It's a hard decision, yeah.
Yeah. And she only had, like, what, a minute to make it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And
She
this
made
is
the
after
best
she gave
decision for
birth,
herself.
too. So all her hormones were like...
She made that
It's not
decision that she thought that was best at the time, and they just had to deal with the consequences of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's not like her and Charming could, like, sit down and be like, all right, we have a baby now. I can't just go through the wardrobe. it only takes what we think is one person. So what do we do? They had to make that decision right there on the spot.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's an awful decision to make for a parent to make. Oh, that's awful. Damn it, Regina.
I find it such a pivotal scene with Emma and sort of Snow's relationship as well, because they're so different in the way that they deal with things.
Yeah.
I mean, how would that have turned out if they would have kept her? You know, like, could she have still broken the curse when she turned 28? I mean, except for technically you're not aging, so she would have been an infant forever. So
Oh my gosh.
that would be
28-year-old infant.
I feel like Ruffle would have intervened at some point.
Well, yeah, I figured he had to have,
But he didn't have his memories until because he's unlocked his memories when Emma said her name. So he had no memories either. So I'm not sure.
That would have been
He
really
didn't?
good.
I thought he had him the whole time.
No.
He didn't have them.
He went to B&B when Emma was there, and it was like, "Oh, my name's Emma," and when it unlocked his memories.
Oh.
That's why in the pilot
how
he
did he
wanted
set up
her
the
name
adoption?
so badly.
Mm-hmm.
how did he set up the adoption if he didn't have his memories?
Yeah.
So then he didn't set up the adoption.
You could argue that it was fate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you could argue
Yeah.
that the writers don't know what continuity is either.
I mean,
It's once upon a time. We don't question this. We've already said that.
Emma
She
meeting
wasn't
Neil was
here when we
fate.
said that, Lindsay.
Huh?
She wasn't here when we said that.
I know, but you know now. You know. We don't question it.
You have to just accept what the writers give you, otherwise you'll go insane.
Exactly.
Well,
Yeah.
Beer all day. Otherwise, beer all day.
Right.
yeah, true.
So number 4 on our list is from the finale of season 4 in the alternate universe, when Emma is telling Regina that she just watched the man she loves die. And it's the first time where she proclaims to someone that she does love Killian.
I think it's just the saddest thing. I mean, she just because it's Emma and she's always got those walls up, and it's like you kind of knew that she loved him. But the way
Everyone
she
knew. Emma
breaks
knew.
down
Emma
in
knew
front
herself.
of Regina,
Yeah.
and it's just heartbreaking. It really upsets me.
I think I cried with her. Like, it was so sweet.
I think
Just to actually hear her verbalize it for the first time was such a big step for her, because she's dealt with all of this crap for God knows how long, of feeling unwanted, and it's the first time in a long time that that a man in her life made her feel wanted. And when she actually admitted it, I was in tears.
Same. I honestly couldn't believe it at first that she actually said it. I was like, wait, did she really just say that? Or is that just me being overly hopeful? But no, she said it, and I was so happy, and then I was so sad.
What I want to know is, they make a comment that they had been in the alternate universe for like a year, or just like a very long time. So did they actually, to them, does it feel like they lived through that entire year? So was she stuck in that tower for a whole year thinking, I'm never going to see Killian again, and then to get him back as a different person and then to lose him? So she had all that time to sort of deal with all those feelings, and then realize that she never got a chance to tell him that, and then to have him come back and then to lose him immediately.
Again.
Like, that is heartbreaking.
Thanks,
I
Sarah.
didn't think of that way. Yeah, I didn't think of that.
But again, I don't know if
Thanks for
that's
that.
how they meant that to play out. Like, I don't know if they actually went through that amount of time.
No, I think
In
it
the
said somewhere
alternate
that they went
universe?
through a long time.
And if you really want to just get really into the feels, I feel like she, even though she doesn't like to be hopeful, and I feel like she still had a tinge of hope, like if we are able to get out of this alternate universe, that he might come back or he might still be alive. And she doesn't know, and she doesn't want to hope, but I think she still kind of had that in the back of her mind, in a way. And it just hurts because she's never been one to have that.
And she's
like,
basically
hope.
like pleading with Regina, like, please, I need you to believe me because you're my only hope of getting to see him again
Yeah.
back in the real world.
Well, that just makes it even more heartbreaking.
It's just
You're welcome.
that's the
That's what I'm
thing,
here
like,
for.
Thanks for that.
It was such a well done scene. It's one of my. I love it so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
As the series goes on, like, Emma admits more to everyone out loud, but also to herself. Like, she knows deep down, and as an audience, we know deep down, but to actually hear her verbalise that, it's so powerful.
Yeah.
And the
Definitely.
single tear, as always.
The single tear.
Jen's
Single
single
is
tear.
master of single tier.
Both of them are masters of the single tier.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think
They're a
it's
dream
her,
team.
Colin, and Josh. Josh is also a master of the single tier.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he is.
mm-hmm.
They all are. It's awful.
Kim says yay is like it's sexy.
A man showing his emotions is sexy. So the fact that
Touche.
Colin can do it and the
Good
fact
point.
that Josh can do it, yeah, it's kind of sexy.
It's sexy,
Hardly.
and then you just want to go drown yourself in a bucket of tears. So
Yeah. Oh, you can only cry one tear. I have a whole bucket for you. It's pretty much what it is. I will self-sacrifice and cry my own bucket of tears because they can only cry one.
Yeah, I feel like I'm like an all or nothing, so I'll even not cry. But when I do cry, oh my god, it's just endless. I could never do a single tear.
Oh,
No.
I can actually do the single, sad, silent, streamy tears. I can do it. I know.
I can do it too.
I
It's your
get
Total
skill.
life skill.
You should put that on
means
your
I'll-
resume.
Jenna, it's all or
That means I
nothing.
can cry at my desk at work and nobody knows.
I feel kind of sad that you cry at work. On
I know
your
that
desk.
sounds sad, Kim.
It is.
Oh, don't ever work in insurance, people. Anyways,
Off topic there. Let's carry on.
So I have a
Great.
comment about the same scene from Joy.
Hmm.
So Joy
Yay,
had this on
Joy.
his
Bye.
Joy had this on his top 5 list. It was number 4 on his list, and this is what he says. He says, Emma tells Regina in the alternate universe that she never got the chance to tell the man she loved that she loved him because she was too afraid that it would make it all too real. This scene is so important because when in season 5 finale Emma told Killian she loved him, it showed us how far she has come. The woman who was too afraid to break down the walls she has put up around her has come down with time. That's why I chose this scene because it makes the season 5 finale scene even more significant in comparison.
Yeah.
That's
Definitely.
lovely.
Just yes to everything there.
all of
As
it.
always, brilliant from Joy.
So number 3 on our list is True Love's Kiss with Henry.
Oh,
Yay.
lovely. She
Season
let
one
the love in.
Which leading up to it, it was one of the saddest moments, I feel like, even to
Yeah.
this day. And
Yeah.
then, actually thinking that Henry was dead.
Oh.
I could just
Yeah,
see
I
her
mean-
walking into the room right now. It's so
Yeah.
sad.
Yeah.
I mean, that look of absolute devastation on
Yeah.
Damo's face just
Yeah.
really
And
sold it.
the chin tremble is what gets me every time.
Oh.
I know.
Also, the music that plays during that scene, I think is the saddest Mark Isham little melody that he's ever come up with.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's really powerful. Absolutely.
And I
It's
feel
like
like
a
The music could just evoke so many emotions, especially during those poignant scenes.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
kudos to Mark. Kudos to Mark.
Yeah.
I feel like season 1 was almost like a prologue in the series, and like it didn't
Yeah.
actually start until that scene.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I can
Yeah,
see
It
that.
does make sense.
I love
Yeah.
that.
That's a really good idea, yeah.
I have them on occasion, guys.
That music, that was like an uber sad version of Emma's theme, wasn't it? Emma's song,
Yeah.
Yes.
which is always like quite a harrowing
Which is always
piece of
sad
music.
anyway, yeah.
Yeah,
It
it's
just
Poor
feels
Emma.
so lonely, Emma's theme. And you
It
really
is.
hear it in the scene with the TLK with Henry and in the Lost Girl speech. It just feels so, it hits you like right in your chest. You feel so lonely.
Yeah.
Mhm.
it does. And for me, it was like she had all of those walls up, and just the sheer how all the walls just crumbled, and she was just like absolutely devastated. It was, I was crying along with her. It was terrible.
I'm about to cry right now.
And again, like,
know.
it's that idea of telling someone you love them when it's too late. You know, with the same, going right back to the thing with Killian, like, she had already thinks that Henry's dead, and then she tells him that she loves him, and it's like, it's too late in that, she thinks it's too late in that moment.
And the same thing happened with her parents, in a way, when they were in the past.
In flashback, yeah, in Enchanted Forest, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Seems to be a running theme, and I don't like it.
This show, goddammit!
I think that's the point, though, because it's like it really shows how much she's progressed now with Hook, because she has actually said it to him. Finally, without it being too late, or without it being like a point where they're about to die and stuff like that. So she's finally getting out of the habit of leaving it till too late.
And love is powerful. That is proof.
It's very true. I also appreciate the fact that, like, it was at, like, right before this point when she finally realizes that everything that Henry was trying to tell her was the truth. Mm-hmm. And it's just the fact that it took something that Henry truly believed in to save him.
Yeah.
Joy has this as his number one moment for Emma. He says that it finally made me a true believer, a true Emma Swan fan, and that has not changed till date. Probably one of the strongest scenes yet. It was so pure, emotional, and full of innocence, and the background score was so amazing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Truth.
Number 2 on our list of Emma Swan moments is Emma accepting that Storybrooke is her home. This is from the season 3 finale.
Again, it's just admitting to herself, breaking those walls down and saying, actually, yeah, I'm going to speak out about this. Yeah, Storybrooke is my home. This is who I am.
It was really frustrating to watch her through that second half of season 3. She kept hammering it down, like, we're going back to New York. This is not the type of life I want for Henry. And it's like, I couldn't help but just yell at the screen every week going, why? I mean, I understand why you're doing this, but this, please stop. Just break that wall down. Break it down.
Yeah. It's because, like, there was all these people that loved her around her as well, wanting to stay, and then she's like, no, look at New York. It's like,
well, I've been rewatching this season 3B, and well, the whole season 3, but I'm like right at this part now, and like going back and rewatching it and seeing everyone's faces when she tells them, no, we're going to New York, is so heartbreaking because I never really paid attention to it before. But like Charming's face, Snow's face, and then Killian's face, and she's like, oh, I won't need my magic in New York. I was just like,
she's so heartless when she says it. Like, she just sounds so heartless. It's like,
which is like her defense mechanism. It's
it's totally in character, but it's so frustrating to watch.
It is, yeah.
I think what broke her was when she thought Snow died, and then she all of a sudden she comes back to life as with the fairy dust, and when Emma was giving her that hug, saying, "Oh my God, I'm so glad you're alive," and there was just this blank stare from Snow, being okay.
Yeah, like, why are you hugging me?
Like,
who are you?
And when she realized that this person who had no idea who she was, I think that was like a pivotal moment for Emma, realizing, no, my family is where I need to be. Storybrooke is my home, and that's where I need to be to raise Henry and live my life.
Yeah. I think it's also the first time that she realizes how much she misses her parents. Yeah. How much she missed them. And it goes back to home as a place where if you leave, you really miss it. And I don't think she really missed any place before.
Yeah, I think she was realizing, because I was going to say about that quote, I think she was realizing that, it's about the people, so not necessarily the place. So it's like home is where you just miss it, where it's because she missed the people.
Exactly.
But I love that line so much. Like,
that
was
on
my
list. It completely. Yeah, completely relate to Emma Bear.
I think a lot of people can relate to the home as a feeling. I really think that, it's something that, again, Emma's telling the story of the audience, right? So it's an important part for us to remember, too, is that home is a feeling. It's not necessarily a place. Like, yes, you made a really nice home in New York, but home is where Henry wants to be, and where Hook is, and where her parents are, and even Ruby and Granny's and onion rings. Like, that's the thing, is that it's the feeling that it gives you. So I think that, sorry,
home is where the heart is.
It's one of the reasons why I relate to Emma so much and why she's so important to me is because I struggle with that every single day, that same idea. So it's important to watch her work through that, and hopefully it'll help me work through that.
Hope it does.
Yeah.
Well, but Jenna or JMO, you're saying the home is where the heart is. So if Regina has your heart, so the home is the crypt? I mean,
Yes.
Sorry, I had to lighten it. We got a little serious there.
Yeah.
I was getting ready to cry.
It's hard to not get serious when you're talking about Emma moments. So
That's
It really is.
That's very true. They are very serious. Angsty.
I think it's a lot easy for Emma to say, we're going to go back to New York. It's a lot easy to say those things, but I think being realistic, if she had gone back to New York, I think she absolutely would have regretted it and come back.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I would have given it like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
If not for her, like, feeling lonely, but just the constant pestering from Henry wanting to be back with his
No, she would have eventually
I don't think
admitted
Henry
to
would have
herself.
gone.
She'd eventually admitted to herself, I'm miserable, like, you can't just go back as before. Like, when she got memories back in New York, she couldn't just ignore that. She had to go back to Storybrooke because she's got all these memories. She knows her family are there. As much as she wanted to say that, when it actually came to it, I don't think she would have gone through with it.
And to think that, like, you know, you can say, oh, well, if we go back to New York, Henry will be safe. You know, he won't have to deal with villains and all this stuff. But yet, the rest of your family is still going to be dealing with that. So if anything bad ever happens to them, you're going to blame yourself because you weren't there.
Storybrooke's
Also,
never
like,
safe.
New York is not a super safe place to begin with.
Exactly. I was like, when she said that, I'm thinking, New York is not all that great, and they have just as many villains, just not like Disney villains, but real life villains. Just because you don't have some dragon coming after you doesn't mean you're not going to get mugged on the street.
Well,
like, you know.
the dragon was in New York last season. The dragon was there.
Yeah, you're
is
right.
true.
You're right.
New York, where the rats are so big they turn into dragons.
Like your puppies.
Rachel's dogs.
Those would be my obnoxious children. Fur babies.
Just carry on.
Just ignore those.
I think the
Guest
whole thing
starring on the
about
show.
Someone call Corella.
Please keep that. Oh my god.
I think the whole thing about Emma going back to New York, though, is, like, obviously over the years she's just got used to pushing anyone away who might, like, hurt her. And that just means basically anyone who emotionally gets close to her. It doesn't mean that they're a nasty person, but she just kind of, like, pushes everyone away. So I think it's just that. It's like she just doesn't want to risk getting hurt. So she's like, nope, I'm leaving. Like, once I'm done, I'm going, and I don't want anything to do with you. But I think she knows deep down she's not going to go, you know?
Yeah.
I like
Plus,
this
you
idea. Sorry, go ahead.
Henry totally would have run away anyway. If he even ended up going to New York, he would have just run away just so he could get her back to Storybrooke.
Oh yeah. That would have been a great parallel to the pilot.
Yeah.
It would have.
Yeah.
I like this idea of losing your magic because of something happening inside of you emotionally. Like, we saw that with her, where she lost her magic until she was able to accept that Storybrooke was her home. But we also saw that again in the underworld with Regina, where she lost her magic because of something she was dealing with Daniel. I just think that's an interesting concept that I kind of would like to talk to Adam and Eddie about. I want to know more about that.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
it makes a lot of sense, because if you go back to when Rumpelstiltskin told Emma, like, magic isn't a thing, it's an emotion, it's what you feel, it's who you're saving, it's why you're doing what you're doing, which I think is just another great line in that show. And there's so many parallels that comes back to it, like whenever there's magic, it's always someone saving the other. Are you guys laughing at Tucker?
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah, but I just love the fact that they've made magic tied so strongly into emotions and feelings. And
Yeah.
And that you can lose
makes
it,
sense.
or it can be so powerful, like when we saw
Yeah.
her.
True love's kiss. Yeah, exactly. Like, it's always been about emotions. It's never been about, like, waving a wand or reading a spell or.
Yeah.
Because it does seem like kind of anyone can do magic on the show. Because we even saw Belle do magic. She cast a protection spell, I think, in 3A.
Yeah.
That's true.
And Snow did the activated the dark curse.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, and she also did the thing where, like, she sucked the, like, squid ink off the parchment and blew it towards the Darkwind bars. So it doesn't seem like you really have to be born with a specific kind of magic.
It's
more
believing
of a
in yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like
Again,
there was,
believers.
and then like obviously like Regina and Zelina be trained and stuff. So if you practice hard enough, you'll get that skill.
Well, and then there's the whole wishing fountain scene at the end, where those are just everyday people.
Yeah.
And
yet
it was enough to create a portal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
During
That was all just to do with the lead.
Scene and speech
Yeah.
with Henry.
That
I'm
mopey
sorry, that
teenager.
So inspiring.
Ooh, that speech.
Anyways,
Yeah.
So sorry about that, guys. Let's carry on.
so we're at number 1 already.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey.
So our number 1 Emma Swan moment is from season 5, the Nimue episode,
Yes.
where
line.
she kicks Nimue's ass and says, "I am not nothing.
It was never nothing.
Never nothing.
I was never nothing."
The power you have, I don't need.
That gave me
Character growth,
goosebumps.
5 out of
Literally.
5.
I know, I got
Such an
such
emotional.
chills from that.
I
Yes.
cheered and
Me too.
yelled and screamed and
I was so surprised. Yeah. So happy.
Yeah. It's also the contrast between our number 5 pick, the Lost Girl speech,
yeah, it
Mhm.
really
and
is.
her coming to now, where she
The growth,
felt like
yeah.
she was just a little girl who didn't matter and never would, to her being like, no, I'm not nothing. I am awesome. I don't need you.
I am someone.
I am savior. Hear me roar.
Yeah, she says this horrible curse and she's become the Dark One, and you know she's saying, "I'm not gonna let this define me. This is not who I am. I'm much more than that." Here's me fighting back. What an inspiration! What an inspiration!
I love the fact that it took Nimue to like tear her down to make Emma realize how great she is, and like because she's been torn down her whole life. She's been treated crappily, and she hasn't had it. Yeah, she's been rejected and abandoned, and like for Nimue to be like, "Don't be nothing," or whatever she said, like, "Don't."
We will
whatever.
be. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
I can't remember exactly what she said. I remember Emma's lines, but Nimue's.
Well,
But,
Nimue looked like an avocado, so I didn't really take a lot of her lines.
Oh no.
She was very hard to look at.
Now I'm just imagining that avocado song. Avocado. Avocado.
She looks like an avocado mated with like a Doctor Who alien.
Yeah.
That was the first Dark One. Though. Like as time goes on, like you know, it's like Emma and Killian at the end, still looking pretty hot. You know.
I know. Emma just had a dye job.
Yes, they
Killian
lucked
just
out.
like parted his hair on the other side.
Bit of dark circles. That's about it. Floppy hair. You know.
A little more eyeliner.
not even more eyeliner.
Just
That-
hair
that-
parts.
It was a little more smoky than
Just,
usual.
yeah, it was a little smokier.
More smudged. Yeah.
I think it was more smudgy, yeah.
Yeah.
He rubbed his eyes. He went to Hot Topic.
He didn't go to bed.
He went to Hot Topic, guys.
He forgot he had eyeliner on and was like, my eye is so itchy.
Oh yeah, my eye itches. He itched
No,
his eye.
it's when you go to sleep with eyeliner, and then it just makes it when you wake up, it's super smudgy.
Story of my
Yes.
life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't understand this. So, like, he mustn't have been able to sleep. So how was he still awake? Like, how did he not know something was up?
I think either he didn't really notice, because he was
Maybe
so
he just-
worried.
Yeah, or maybe he blamed it on stressing over Emma.
Yeah.
True.
Probably.
I think it's just an awesome Phoenix metaphor for Emma, for like everything she's ever been, is that she has been, I'm not nothing, I was never nothing, but she had to rise from the ashes to be the vamp that she is. And so I think that it's just kind of a full culmination of she's no longer rising, she has fully emerged as this awesome Phoenix, and she's just kicking butt and taking names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
Pretty much
So-
sums her up.
I like that. I love
You
Phoenix
hit nail on
metaphors.
the head right there. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like she's
And
risen, she's strong now, and that's it, you know.
And she
And-
cares and get out of her way.
Shout out to Jen for such an amazing emotional performance too, because that line had to have been so hard to deliver, because it's such a milestone for Emma. So you couldn't it had to be like perfect, and it was.
And she had to like act it out like she was being like really strained by the darkness as well. So it was really kind of, you could see all of the turmoil within her as well. It was great.
You know, trying to kill Merlin at the same time, you know.
Yeah.
Trying
to
like
fight
physically,
against that,
she, you know, her body is telling her I need to kill Merlin, but mentally it's like trying to fight against that. So
yeah.
How many times do you think she had to record that or like say that and just keep getting that keeping that emotion
Knowing
high?
Jen's dedication, I bet she did it quite a few times.
Yeah.
To make sure it was perfect.
Well, like at Comic-Con, like, Jen was saying, like, season 5 was so exhausting for her. And you can tell on the screen because she gave it everything and more.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
110%, absolutely.
And she's got to portray so much emotion whilst also kind of looking like she's strained. So it's like she's not really like saying that much, but the amount of emotion she's having to like portray is just ridiculous.
And on top of that, her dark one was much more subtle, and like her emotions were like much more monotone. So the fact that she was still able to act her emotions out while still being like monotone, like just she's amazing.
Her dark one was a lot more subtle and chilling than the over the top dark one that we're used to.
Mm-hmm. And like
Dark Hook, however. Let's got another episode.
We'll get there.
We'll get to that.
We'll get there, guys.
David Lindsay.
Sorry,
Because I have stuff too. I'm like holding it in my head. I'm just like,
All right, so that's our top 5.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good, I think a pretty good list there. A very good progressive list.
Exactly.
Look at us go, guys.
Woo!
Yeah, and what happened to Justine though? Can just say. Sorry.
We've lost Justine. Yeah.
Her Wi-Fi cut out.
Oh,
There it is.
Hello?
Hi! Yay!
Hey, baby.
Yeah.
Hey guys. Sorry about that.
Oh, it's fine.
Wi-Fi
We were
sucks.
panicking there. So we've done our top 5 moments now.
Okay.
Should we go for our individual moments?
Let's go around and we're each going to read off another moment that was on our own individual lists that were not on the collective top 5. So, Kimberly, why don't you kick things off?
You're gonna put me on the spot and have me. No, we're just gonna stay in this dark reign of Dark One's moment.
Yay!
It was my number 4 choice personally. Was when in Swan Song that Emma accepted Killian's choice to sacrifice himself. Like, I feel like that was so poignant because she was coming from the I can't lose you to actually being the one to kill him. It was one of the most powerful scenes I think I've watched in recent memory on television, and I watched it live, and it was heartbreaking for me. I was a wreck. It was not silent, streamy tears. It was full-blown sobs in Kim's room. And Rose sobbing, and just, I think I texted J-Mo, like, on repeat, no. It was just, but again, going back to the Phoenix metaphor, it had to happen as well, and it was a necessity, and she knew it was, and she didn't want to ignore Killian's choice to be, to sacrifice, because he is a hero. He doesn't think he is, but that was a very heroic Killian moment, but also heroic moment on Emma to come as far as she has, to know that she had to do that and had to kill him. So that was my number 4 choice. Oddly enough, it was not higher on the list, but it was on the list.
All right.
And I'm silently sobbing on the inside now.
Yeah.
I love
quiet
because we're just reliving it.
I'm sorry. I am so sorry.
You're not sorry at all.
So sorry. No, sorry, I'm not sorry. Gross, ugly sobbing.
Right?
Lindsay, you're up.
Oh, okay. Hello. So this is my number 5 choice, and it's the quote of, when Emma is speaking to Ashley in season 1, where she says, "People are going to tell you who you are your whole life. You just got to punch back and say, no, this is who I am." On a personal level, this was a big thing for me. Emma Swan is my hero. I absolutely adore her. When this episode aired, I was 19 years old. I was just about to go to university. So, I'd finished high school, I had a gap year and all that, and I was like, actually, who am I? And hearing, like, okay, she's a fictional character, but hear someone say that so bluntly was an absolute inspiration for me. And I love Emma Swan. I love her. She's my favourite character.
We do too.
Love her.
Yeah.
That scene was such, like, just the whole, like, first half of season 1 was, like, alluding so much to Emma's past, because now when you go back and watch it, you don't realize the parallels that they had given us, especially that scene with Ashley being pregnant and, like, 19, and no one thinks she can do it, and even Emma says, like, I was 18, and it has to be your choice, like, don't let anyone tell you what you want to do. I was just like, preach, I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, preach
it, girl.
But yeah, that was definitely the moment I fell in love with Emma Swan.
Yeah.
I was like,
Same here.
this one is my favorite.
This
Yeah,
one.
me too.
I shall keep her. She is my favorite.
Yeah.
She is. She's the Disney princess that we can all relate to. You know?
Yes, definitely.
Absolutely.
Make Emma an official
I
Disney
mean, we all know Belle is pretty awesome. Like
Yes.
not
Yes.
Once
Not
Upon a
this
Time Belle,
Real Belle.
but like real Belle. But this was the first one since Belle, and even Belle, like I still kind of felt a little disconnected with in some ways. But Emma was the first one where I was like, wow, this is the princess that I wanted my whole life to be able to idolize and
To
look
me,
up to.
every young girl should look up to Emma Swan. Absolute inspiration to all young girls.
Exactly.
She's so real. It's just real.
Exactly.
I think that moment was just such a strong moment for her too. It's like you could see her kind of deciding whether to give this speech or not, and she kind of like teetered on the edge, and then she just kind of exploded out. She was just like, yes, I'm going to do it, and just went for it, and it was great. I loved watching her do
That's
that.
what I love about her is she holds this stuff in for so long, but yet when she gets so passionate about something, she will let it all out, and that's when you see those walls drop. And those are, as you notice on our list, like those are always the best moments.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I think it's also, this was probably everything that teenage pregnant Emma in jail needed to hear at that moment.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So she's giving that to Ashley.
Yeah.
She's giving Ashley something that she herself didn't have.
And also, like, I find, like, recently a lot of negative comments towards Emma of being like, oh, she's not as badass anymore. But really, looking back at season 1 and looking back to now, she doesn't have to prove herself anymore. There's no need to. She's surrounded by people who love her and understand her. There's no need to put these walls up anymore. This is who she is, and those who are around her accept that.
Yeah. And if you really think about it, she was just as vulnerable in season 1 as she is
Absolutely.
now.
Yeah.
Just not as publicly. Like she would open up to 1 or 2 people at a time, or she would say small things that were kind of revealed a little bit of her past without actually saying so much. But yeah, I don't understand people who hate on Emma Swan. Like, get out.
You can still be vulnerable and be a badass at the same time.
Yeah.
She's still a badass in my opinion.
She is just as strong now.
Yeah.
In fact, even stronger. Even stronger.
Yeah,
because she has things to fight for now. And she has all these people that love her, and she has a purpose.
Yeah.
But also it takes strength to open yourself up to being vulnerable.
Absolutely.
So I
was
think
about to say that. Yes. It's so easy to keep all your emotions bottled up inside and not to reveal anything of yourself, but it takes real inner strength to actually be able to open up to somebody and to let them in.
Yes. Spot on.
Nailed it.
Justine, you have a moment on your list you want to talk about?
I do, because I'm frozen swan trash.
Yes.
Yes.
And
Love this
I
scene.
think I picked like the true love handshake between Emma and Elsa. Was it from Smash the Mirror?
Yes.
I think it was
Yes.
from Smash the Mirror. And
Yeah.
it was just so great to see Emma finally accept her magic. And I know there were, at the time, a lot of people who were really mad that it wasn't Killian in that scene and it was Elsa instead.
I wasn't.
I wasn't.
I didn't
Yeah.
hear about. I didn't hear about that.
I
no.
saw a lot of it on my
Oh, yeah.
dash, like immediately
Yeah.
after the
I didn't
episode.
see that.
Just like
Yeah.
a gut check reaction to the scene. They were-
Yeah.
Whatevs.
But I was always like, no, Killian doesn't really accept himself, so he can't really preach about to Emma about accepting herself when he doesn't accept himself either. And B, like, it was so great to see, like, female friendship that was so supportive, so encouraging, just so amazing, and it just preached, like, self-love and, like, support between women, and I was just like, yeah, this is great.
I love Elsa. I miss Elsa so much.
I know. I miss her so much. Like, please, Adam and Eddie, if on the 5% chance that you listen to this podcast, please bring her back. I miss her so much.
She
I
was
love
in
how they
Vancouver,
took-
wasn't she?
2K16.
Yes.
She was in Vancouver recently, and like people hoped, but apparently she was filming another show. Just kind of disappointing because I think even for one episode, if she came back, it would be so perfect.
Or like they could like talk through the mirrors or something, like
Right?
So Skype, yeah.
and change
There's
your
no
voice
reason
maybe.
that they couldn't. There's no
Yeah.
reason that they couldn't just have, like, magical Skype.
Well, they had that with Ariel, didn't they? They saw Ariel like dancing on the
Magical
beach
Skype.
with.
That's what I'm saying. Like, come on.
Maybe Elsa
And there
will be
definitely
her
wasn't
maid of
just
honor.
A random mirror on that beach.
There you go. Yes.
I wrote that in my wedding fic, just so you know.
Oh, yes.
Jenna
Prophesizing the
already
future.
did the thing.
I did the
J-Mo
thing.
already did the thing.
You
Yeah.
don't have to ask her to
Links
do
in
it
the
this
comments
week. It's
below.
done. She's getting so efficient that she does the thing before and after.
She has thing foresight. She knows she has to do the thing before.
I have my feelers out for whenever Sarah needs a thing.
I love that scene too, though, because it took the whole point of the Frozen movie and took that lesson and brought it into Storybrooke to give to one of our major characters. So,
And it
as
fits
someone
so
who's
perfect.
obsessed with Frozen, like I appreciated that a lot.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was almost like we got to see a sequel to Frozen to see how Elsa was coping with her magic, and then how she was able to bring that on to Emma. I loved that. I love their friendship. I miss it.
I miss it so much.
I miss
I
the
know
whole
how-
Frozen squad.
Yeah.
She was the
I-
best person for that. Like I understand people
Really was.
wanted Killian in that scene, but just because we want Killian in every scene, but Elsa was that was meant to be that whole thing.
I think it was. I prefer Elsa because I liked seeing like an outsider friend point of view on
Yeah.
Emma, because we're so used to seeing Killian and the family around, and they're trying to tell her to accept her magic and all that, and we love you for who you are. But to see someone who doesn't really know her that much, who connected her with her just straight off the bat, telling her you just need to accept yourself. Even when it took Elsa a long time to do the same, when even I don't think Elsa actually accepted to a point even during that scene, because she's still afraid of herself. So I thought that was it was necessary for it
And
to be
Emma
Elsa.
never also had any kind of positive mentors with magic in her life. Everyone else is is a villain. Rumple, Regina, even the Snow Queen. So Elsa was the first person to come into her life with magic that was actually on the good side.
And it was
Yeah.
just great to see someone who, you know, even though she doesn't really know Emma that well, just understands her on a fundamental level. Because I think Elsa and Emma are quite similar, actually,
Yeah.
you know,
Absolutely.
Definitely.
in the way that they deal with things. You know, like putting up a wall,
Yeah.
keeping people
Running
away.
Or
Yeah,
putting up a literal ice wall.
like
a literal wall.
Literal wall.
Built a literal
Emma's a
castle out
little
of
bit
ice.
more subtle. Elsa's a little more just to the point. You know, this is a real wall, guys.
All up in your face.
Leave me alone.
Well, and I think it was nice to see Emma have a third-party friend who's not related to her. I think
Yeah.
that's why I love Frozen Swan
Yeah.
so much, is that right now all of her friends are related to her. And I don't know about you, but I need to get away from my family everybody once in a while. And I need a third party friend. I need someone who's not related, not involved, nothing. Like, get away from me.
Yeah, like someone you can vent to about like whatever.
I always hoped
Yeah.
Ruby would have filled that spot, but it never happened. So I was glad that Elsa came in to kind of fill that void.
To be fair, though, like with Ruby, she was like Snow's best friend in a way
I was
as well.
gonna say.
So
Exactly,
that's a bit
Oh,
weird.
fandom.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Mm.
But then they could have been the Three Musketeers guys. God. Missed opportunity.
Or I would love like a stronger friendship between Emma and Belle. Personally.
Yeah. Although now I really like the Killian Bell friendship.
Yes.
Yeah.
Captain Beauty.
Captain Book.
Which we're apparently going to get a lot of next season.
Yeah, we
Yes.
did.
Yes, I'm so excited.
I'm so down.
Hey, Sarah, no spoilers.
Sorry.
Come on.
At least not till the end of the
Not
episode.
that segment yet.
Yeah. We did say apparently though, so you know.
Yeah, allegedly. It's
We don't
Allegedly,
know.
yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Hopefully.
It might have been.
Possibly.
I would like that in season 6.
We don't actually know. Just because they're in the scene together doesn't mean they're like
Yeah.
doing friendship scenes.
We actually have no idea. So.
Right.
We're just winging it. We're just like, what do we want?
We
Just
could be like
Perfect.
100% wrong. Yeah.
This is our perfect season 6, guys.
All right, Gabrielle, what's your moment?
Oh.
Not prepared.
You sounded
That's
surprised.
your moment.
I was like waiting. I thought I'd be last, but okay. The last rites gravesite vigil to Killian.
Satan.
Who said Satan? No, I just love it because I think like the whole thing for Emma, I guess, it's in season 5, but even not throughout the whole show, is her letting go, and that was her whole motto, especially in season 5, of just letting go, especially letting go of Killian. So I think at this, though she let him go in the elevator scene, and this scene she just let him go, and she was saying how much she missed him, and she was acknowledging that she missed him and wanted him back, but she was letting him go and hoping that he moved on. So I thought that was really great.
This scene was also on my list because Gabby and I are the Angst Queens.
Woohoo!
But I had it like paralleled with the scene where she says, "Home is the place when you leave, you just miss it." And then she's like, "I just miss you." And I was just like, oh.
Wrecked.
I know, I noticed that when I was watching the episode, and I was like, my heart hurts.
Everything hurts,
Take much
Everything
more.
hurts.
and I'm dying.
My eyes hurt from crying.
But they had already established, too, that they were both kind of getting these feelings of what the other person was doing.
Yes.
Yes.
So
yeah.
it's like when she's standing there, you know that she knows that he's about
You
to
can feel
move,
it.
that he's moved on. And, like, she can feel it. And that's just even so much more heartbreaking.
But she's following his promise. As like, like he's like, promise me and do this. Like before, like she was like, I don't care. Like I just want him with me. But we've had about half season in the underworld, and they've got even closer if possible. And she's not like, okay, I don't want this, but I'm gonna have to put Killian first, and this is what Killian wants. And that is such a difficult thing to do.
Yeah.
I kind of lost it when she put the flask on the gravesite.
Yeah.
But you
about to say that.
you could probably use it. You could probably use this more than I do. I was like, oh no.
Well, and if you think about it, Emma's never really had to grieve anybody because she never had anyone.
Yeah.
And she had all these walls up. And, like, you could say maybe she grieved Neil, but she really didn't get a chance to do that either because it was one thing after another. She never had a moment or a break, really. And he didn't mean as much to her as Killian did. So, it's just...
Yeah, they were just confirmed true love, and then she loses him, so.
Yeah. Like,
And
literally, like, 2 minutes later.
She literally had a quiet moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Alone.
Yeah. And she never has that, ever.
Mm-mm. All right, so this was actually number 5 on my list. And mine was her willingness to finally give in to love at the end of the 5A finale, just after she had to make the gut-wrenching decision to sacrifice Killian to get rid of the darkness, or so we thought. Not going to get into that, but the fact that she finally accepted the fact that Killian wanted to take on that role and be that hero for everyone else, and then she ran the sword through. Later on, she was like, I'm going to give in to love. I don't think I've ever really wanted to do anything like this before, but I want to go get him back. The fact that she actively told everyone that she cared about, other than Killian since he wasn't there, that she was willing to go to the underworld to bring back the man that has been with her through many ups and downs, and just go and get him so they can be together and share a heart, supposedly, like her parents, was such a huge step for Emma, because it was chipping at those walls. We always talk about it, chipping at those walls down, and it was beautiful to see, actually admitting to Regina, her parents, Henry, Robin, how much she cares for this man and how much she wanted to be with him, that she was willing to go save him from being dead.
Stop, you're making me cry.
That was on my list too. JMO.
Right in the field.
How did you fall onto that? That was just full on, that were.
That literally came out of my ass. Sorry. There's
It came from the heart. It came from the heart.
It came from the heart. Which, when it comes to them, my heart is everywhere. I
was going to say, you've definitely got a better stuff coming out your ass than me.
I love the fact that there's no reaction other than tears.
I love that scene too. I just watched it yesterday, and yeah, the fact that, the Charmings kind of say to her, well, you going down in the underworld, you're going to have to do an exchange, and that's going to put you right back into the darkness. And she's like, no, I don't want it to be dark. I'm doing this for love. We're going to split my heart. This is the way you guys did it. Like, oh, I love it so much.
I love the fact that she just believes so much that splitting a heart is just automatically going to work. It's going to be fine.
I know.
And the fact that she puts so much faith into that.
Yeah, I love how she loves... Yeah. But I love how that she parallels their love, like to Snowing's love. That's so great.
And the fact that she actually felt that strongly about her and Killian's connection, to where she thought about her parents' love and how she wanted to emulate that.
Yeah.
And also, it shows that she sees this as being a forever love. That she's going to share her heart with this man. That's something you do forever.
Yeah.
That is character growth.
That is not undoable.
That's deeper than marriage.
You can't be like, hey, so I kind of need half my heart back, so...
Can I just get that back? Can you mail it or something?
Can I just have that back, please? Thanks.
Sometimes I just can't handle how much they love each other. Like, it
hurts.
It kills me internally. I just can't handle it.
It hurts so good.
Yeah, when obviously they left Killian in the underworld and Emma was back, in normal Storybrooke, they still felt each other, whereas, you'd think if they shared a heart, they'd feel that. But because they've both got their full hearts and they're still feeling each other, they don't need to share a heart. Their love is that powerful. Mm-hmm. It's going one above Snow and Charming. That's how powerful their love is.
Well, no, that also happened with Snow and Charming, because he felt
it does, yeah, sorry, my mistake.
Was put under the sleeping curse, he felt that.
Yeah, sorry, my mistake, but still.
So, all the Snowing parallels.
It's the strongest love, basically. Let's put it that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The love of a Charming.
Friends in the family.
Yes.
Rachel, you're up.
Alright, so one of my moments, I didn't number mine because I couldn't. I physically could not number mine because I love them all too much, and I had 8 moments on mine instead of 5, so...
And each one had 2 parts.
Yeah, and each one had 2.
Each one had its own parallel with another scene.
She is trying to cheat. Yeah.
Yes.
YOLO.
But mine is from the season 2 premiere when they just broke the curse. They all have their memories, and Snow and Charming are hugging her and crying, and she's just kind of okay, these are my parents, I guess. What do I do with this? And then she starts talking about how, it doesn't change the fact that for her entire life she's been alone. And Snow's like, well, we did that to give you your best chance. And she's like, but if you didn't, we still would have been together. And then she says, which curse is worse, which just kills me. Oh, that whole scene, like, you really start to see, I think that was probably one of the first moments Emma was vulnerable with her parents, and, like, them knowing that they were her parents. Yeah. And it's just such, like, a heartbreaking scene, because Snow and Charming are so happy that they have her back, and then she's like, they're strangers to her, pretty much.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they just want their daughter, and she's been through so much, so it's not what they expect, and it's not what she expects, and it hurts. It hurts.
She doesn't know how to be this. She doesn't know how to be this idealized, daughter that they have been hoping for, and
exactly.
Likewise, they don't know how to be the parents that she was hoping to find.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
And it's like, Emma saw Snow, or Mary Margaret, as the roommate, and now she's told, even off screen, like, Snow all these, like, things about her life, and, like, imagine telling your mum, like, your deepest, darkest secrets kind of thing.
Or your one night stand with Whale.
Yeah. Absolutely. It's like,
she had a one night stand with Whale too.
Oh.
Oh no.
God, Whale, keep it in your pants.
He has a one night stand with everyone.
Yeah, it's like a rule.
Welcome to Storybrooke.
Here's Whale.
He's a doctor. That's all you need to know.
I'm a doctor, not a zoologist. Wait, no, I totally screwed it up. He says I'm a doctor, not a veterinarian. Yeah, that's what it was. You can tell I just watched that episode again. Sorry.
Jenna, you're up.
Yay. All right. I'm going to pick... I can finally talk about this scene, because this has been in, like, 2 of my lists or something. All right. I'm going to pick the... I'm going to choose to see the best in you moment from Emma. I just really like this scene, because it's like... I think, they were getting to know each other at this point, and really kind of knowing each other's limits and sort of breaking down each other's walls and stuff. And I think for Killian, he was kind of hiding this past with Ursula from her, and her first reaction was to sort of be a bit annoyed with him for hiding it, or like kind of demands to know what's happening. But then I think she just kind of thinks about it and just thinks, you know what, he's not perfect, and he probably does have this past, but it's kind of up to him to tell me in his own way and in his own time. And I just love how she kind of like, went back to him and said, I know you have a past, but you can just tell me when you want to. Because I think that's like quite a healthy relationship and quite a good way of sort of looking at it, rather than demanding right now, like, to know everything about each other. So I don't know, I just really like that moment.
It's a really nice
response.
Yeah.
So my honorable mention moment is from season 2, episode 3, where Emma and Snow are in her nursery in the Enchanted Forest, and Emma's telling Snow, sorry I torched our ride home, but I had to put Henry first, and it clicks in her head that, oh, this is what Snow had to do for her, and Emma gets really emotional and kind of breaks down and says, I'm not used to having someone putting me first. And I just felt like it was a really significant moment between the two of them, because it was like their first time having that real connection as like mother-daughter.
That was on my list as well. It was between that one and then the one that I said earlier for the 2-1, that she's been alone her whole life.
Yeah.
All the feels, all the sad.
And I liked too at the end of it how the camera goes to Snow and her turning around and looking back at the nursery, and then she starts crying because she realized the type of childhood that Emma could have had in that nursery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was such a sad.
Kill me
such a
right
sad
in the feels, man.
Yeah, it really did. That was a good
really
feels
good
punch.
scene.
Yeah, anytime they bring up, like, Emma's, like, childhood, or, like, what she could have had, or, like, with the unicorns and Gold Shop, like, it just all hurts.
Yeah.
I know, it's sad.
Everything in the chest is just
a pile of mush.
Just a pile of mush, exactly. That's all it is. Charming family mush.
Yes.
So those are all of our honorable mentions that didn't make it in the group top 5. We had a question submitted to us from Marianne, and she wanted to
Hi,
know what
Marianne.
some of our favorite funny moments were on the show
Aha.
for Emma. My favorite is from the underworld where they're hiding from that monster in Regina's crypt or vault crypt, I don't know. They're hiding in the vault.
Depends on the day.
I was gonna say it sounds more like underworld if you say crypt.
There you go. Yeah.
And they're talking about the fact that Emma's been having these dreams that keep coming to life, and she says that amazing quote, "I don't have issues."
Oh shit!
And like puts her hand on her hip, and it's just like, what? I don't have any issues. You're crazy. No,
She
you do,
doesn't
Emma.
take
You have a lot of
criticism
issues.
well, and I love it because I'm
She
the same
doesn't.
way.
I'm the exact same way when people
Yeah.
call me out on my shit.
Yeah.
It's also become my favorite GIF, and I feel like it just accurately describes me. Like I can use it in so many situations for myself. So I love it.
Marty McFly, anyone from the CS movie?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I always love when she brings up modern references, and there are people around her that don't get it, especially Killian.
Yeah.
It's so freaking funny.
I love how he's gotten so used to it though, where it's like, I know when you're quoting something.
Yes. Working with
I love that you don't know what it is, babe.
Yes.
I think my favorite is from the CS movie too. Like just the whole movie. Like I feel like it was like almost done like a romantic comedy in a way.
Yep.
It really
Yeah.
is.
Because there's a lot of funny moments. Like not even just like Emma and Killian, just like in general. But
It has so many great one-liners.
yeah.
It's just
where's
the
Kim?
flow was good, and it was so great.
What are you doing?
Yes, thank you. Yes.
Kim should just change her name.
That's on the back of her T-shirt.
Yes, that's right.
That
That's
was
what it
what it
was.
was. Yes, that was what it was. That and plaid. There you go.
And
yeah,
plaid, yes.
it's in plaid lettering.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, so I loved the whole when he's carrying her back to the Jolly Roger, and he's like, "Behold the Rolly Roger," and she's like, "I think I'm okay now. You can put me down." It's like, "I've carried rum barrels heavier than you." I was just like, "Oh my god."
He's such a confident drunk.
I know, I love it because I do that too, and then I cartwheel into walls. But that's a story for another time.
JMO, I need you to do a thing for me.
Oh God, what?
I want to see what happened between when they left the tavern to when they got to the Jolly Roger.
Oh my god,
Oh
yes!
my God.
How
That'd
did
be
that
interesting.
conversation go?
Oh dear, yes.
What were they doing?
Yes. Well, we're
Okay,
gonna do.
it's coming. It's coming to me. It's coming to me.
Yes.
Okay, good.
And go.
And
And do the thing.
and do the
I'm gonna get you like a Staples button. Instead of saying like that was easy, it'll be like do the thing.
We need a hashtag for whenever someone wants me to do something. Just hashtag it. Do the thing.
Hashtag do the thing.
What's your funny moment, Gab?
It's whenever Emma meets a new person. So especially with the Wicked Witch in the hallway when they're like, she was like, the Wicked Witch of the West. She's like, really? She's real? And Killian was like, says the daughter of Snow White and Prince Charming.
Yeah. Like, really? I mean, you realize who your parents are, right?
Exactly.
Or
We're talking about Storybrooke.
Or when she was talking to Tinkerbell and she's like, Tinkerbell, she's like, I know, it's just weird.
Yes,
Still weird.
That doesn't make it better.
You can call me Tink. Doesn't help.
Also, I like to imagine in my own little headcanons that when in the season 3 finale, when she first sees Bandit Snow and Charming, that not only was, of course, she saying, "Oh my God, those are my parents," but I think little girl Emma was probably thinking, "Oh my God, that's Snow White." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I
I'm
kind
living
of
the fairy tale.
in my head say that that's what she was thinking.
Like,
It's
oh my
canon.
God, like this is real, and this is what I was born into. It's so crazy.
Hmm
Love it.
Yeah, I think my favourite funny moment was in season 1 with Jefferson, when she's like with him, and I think she pretends that she sort of believes him, doesn't she? And then
she does.
she just turns around and hits him with that telescope or whatever it is, and then she's just like, crazy son of a bitch, and that's just my favourite line. It's just so funny.
I love in season 1 they were so much more daring. I loved it.
It really was. It
It's
was.
so watered down now. It's like,
Yeah. Because even
We saw J-Mo with no shirt on.
Yeah.
yes,
Oh,
with no
yeah.
pants on too.
Yeah.
No
that
pants.
was a
Which
good
I
moment.
didn't know until yesterday that she didn't have pants on in that scene.
What?
Yeah, it took
I
me
never
forever.
noticed it.
Like, I saw a gift set, and I'm like, she's not wearing pants.
Which that's me every day. Not
Yeah.
wearing pants.
Just
I think
walking
Lana
around.
said
up
that-
and-
Seriously.
Lana said she can't wear that dress anymore. That one that has like the low cut. That goes down her breast and like all the way down to her belly.
Oh yeah.
Okay. She said she can't wear that anymore. I think she said.
Like, she's not allowed.
Oh.
Well, I
Maybe
guess
when
we
they
could.
got like the Frozen crowd watching, they were like, "Okay, guys, we can't."
Yeah, exactly.
Touche.
There was a
How many
lot
years
of risque
now?
stuff, like
Yes, there was.
Graham and Regina, like every other episode. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
don't forget to pick
I mean-
up your socks.
To be fair though, I mean the people who joined at the Frozen arc, surely they would have gone back and watched the first season anyway. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would hope
Well,
so.
maybe.
Catch
Yeah, I
up.
hope so.
Catch up.
A couple honorable funny moment mentions. Tacos.
Yes.
Yes.
oh yeah.
Yes.
Tacos.
Cannot forget about tacos. I'm just gonna go make some
I'm just
tacos.
Leave like a tie on the door or something, or text me.
Seriously, especially with no one wants to see their parents getting it on.
No.
Oh, I missed that because that was so hilarious when they like constantly try to embarrass her. She's like,
Yeah.
and Charming said something like, "I'm
Make
glad
up
we
for
can
lost time?
still, yeah,
Yes.
we can, we can
I need
still,
more embarrassing Charmin parents.
yes."
It's also just a little ballsy of Snowing to just like
Let it go.
Obviously, Emma's living there. I mean, she
In
could
an
have
open
walked
loft, yeah.
in the door at any time.
Yeah.
They thought she was at the store.
At the store.
Yeah, well, I'm not.
Like at least
The
build a
Storybrooke
partition or
show.
something in that room to like block off your bed.
Right.
You know, like
Go upstairs.
Yeah.
Like.
yeah.
I love the best part though was Henry. Like, why are you guys still in bed? I was helping her rest. Good
You
job.
were helping her, all right.
Yeah, they're
You're
like
so
when they try to
naive,
lie to Henry, it's so horrible. Like when he didn't have his memories, and they were, oh god, but the Jolly Roger episode, and they're like, we just checked in with them on
Yeah,
Skype.
Skype. Yes. I just
Like
watched that
everything
the other
was
day.
a kind of question mark at the end of it. I'm like, really, kid? Like, come on.
Yeah, man.
I think at that point Henry was just like, okay, my mom's clearly just hanging around with someone who's wearing this pirate outfit. Clearly, there's just ridiculous crap going on right
Yeah,
now.
like she'll explain everything at some point.
Is she
Killian.
dating a male exotic dancer?
Him hiding his hook all the time.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, because your hand is always behind your back. That's not like suspicious at all.
Exactly. Like,
The thing is, you can always see the outline of the hook in the glove as well.
I never noticed that actually.
I thought the hand was a separate attachment.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it is.
But I always see I can see the hook through the glove though. Like I
I've
thought,
seen something else.
like you know when they've got like the dance.
What glove are you
And
looking
it's
at,
got, like-
Gabby?
When they've got the dance bit in the Captain Swan movie, you can sort of see the hook through the glove.
I never noticed that.
I'll have to
I'm
go
gonna
back and check that out.
research.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you can see, if you look closer, you can see like the curved outline like
Or
of the
maybe
hook.
it's just an ill-fitted glove and it's just like wrinkled.
Damn it! Now you got me thinking OJ.
Well, there's definitely
I
there's
was gonna
definitely
say, J-Mo. If it doesn't fit,
You
you
got
must
to
have quit. Sorry, Sarah. Go
there
ahead.
is definitely a scene where I see him removing the hand.
Yeah, he takes the hand
Yes.
off and puts the hook on.
When
Yeah.
he knocks out Charming.
Yeah,
Yes.
which was, and the scarf was in her drawer. And I don't care if people say that wasn't the actual
Yeah.
scarf. It definitely was in my mind, and I don't care.
Totally right.
I still haven't noticed it. I have to go back and watch the episode.
Oh, it's like 2 seconds and you miss it.
Oh, okay.
The last funny moment I want to mention, because we cannot leave it out, is when Emma meets Mila.
Yes.
Because I laughed so hard.
Holy
It
awkward
was
turtle.
everything.
The
Yeah.
best part about that is when we got spoilers that Mila was in town. Someone wrote something like that, like Mila and Emma meeting, and Mila being like, "So you slept with my boyfriend from 300 years ago and my son?"
Yeah,
And
I remember that.
yeah, someone wrote it before like that was even seen, before like the 5B even like started. And then it happened, and I was like, "This is all I need in life."
Also, just her reaction, like, she's just like,
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
gonna go do this thing now. We'll talk about this later.
Yeah, we can address this
like, it
later.
had never, like, pure surprise on her face. Like, it never occurred to her that that's actually how it went down.
Yeah, it didn't.
Well,
And
it's
this
so...
is another case. This is another case of when Kim should say, well, "What are you doing?"
What are you doing?
Or "What were you doing?"
Yeah.
All right, so let's move on to some of the comments from our listeners. So Amy sent us a comment on YouTube, and her top Emma moment is when she promises not to put her armor back on when she loses Killian. It goes to show how much she is willing to give up for him, including her walls.
Oh, I don't want to think about that because it's
Welcome
gonna make
to
me
the
cry
Angst
again.
Brigade.
Yeah, welcome back on the angst train.
Ugh, that damn
I
train
like
needs
that
to
moment a lot
be
too,
derailed.
though. But that's
No,
J-Mo. Firebird, so that's a whole other thing. Firebird.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Firebird.
Can't wait to get to that episode.
Yes.
I loved it and hated it at the same time because it just hits you right in the gut.
Same.
Yeah.
It's like, I feel like I
That's
always
more
have to
emotional for me than
rewatch the
Firebird.
sad scenes over and over again, and I don't know
Right.
why I do it to myself.
I do it all the time.
I know. Why do
I do
we
it on
do
purpose.
that?
Because it's
I
like the
don't
best
know.
acting, and
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
no one
We're
wants to
also
see
the most
happy
feels.
moments.
Well, it
also
brings out
glut-
the true emotions.
We're gluttons for punishment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm just a
Yeah.
sucker for pain.
Oh, sugar!
I'm like, wait for it. J-Bo's gonna get it, and no one else
Yeah.
will.
Nope.
So.
Suicide Squad, guys. It's okay.
Yes.
Oh, I saw that, but I don't know why I didn't catch that.
It's one of the songs, but
I digress.
I digress.
Okay, we have a comment from TV Chica on Twitter, and she says that Emma Swan is an inspiring character. She teaches us that you can be tough and vulnerable at the same time, and my favorite moment is when she told Nimue that she was never nothing. It was such a powerful moment. Yeah, agreed. Agreed, that was our number one.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, I love that scene
So
much.
empowering. Yeah.
So good.
We have another Twitter comment from Miss Ford,
Yay!
and her favorite Emma moments are when she saves Henry with True Love's kiss, which we already talked about. She says, I feel like it was her first wall down and such an iconic moment for the show, and not to forget kicking Regina's ass after.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Play,
that was
Mama,
my
play.
favorite bit, was just like when her facial expression just turned to like complete anger.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, bitch, you going down?"
she went full mama bear, and I loved it.
She did.
Yes.
And then she says, I love also when Emma was in the Enchanted Forest during season 2, bonding with Snow as mom and daughter. I love every time Emma puts people she loves first, even though she had a tough life feeling abandoned. I love Emma willing to risk all to save her own happy ending and to have the chance of a happy future with a man that she would do anything for. I love how passionate Emma is.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
she really is.
I love her. She's like one of my favorite characters ever.
Same.
Of all time.
Same. Yes. So I have a few more moments to mention from Joy, who emailed us his top 5. We already talked about a couple on his list, but I'm going to do the rest of them. So his number 2 on the list was the season 3 mid-season finale when Emma said her final goodbyes to her family. He says, I couldn't hold back my tears. It was exceptional. When Snow kissed Emma, I lost it. The ending was so perfect. It would have been an amazing series finale had the show ended there. It sure did feel like the conclusion of a chapter, and the showrunners did a marvelous job. That scene of Emma with Killian said it all. Those yearning looks, need I say more? So yeah, we didn't really talk about that moment at all.
I totally agree. It was on my top 10
Also
list.
really good. Yeah, it was a really good scene, not just for Emma, but for everyone, I feel like. It definitely did seem like the ending of a chapter.
It did.
Yeah, that was right when I had caught up to the show. I had like binge watched up to like maybe like 2 episodes behind that. So here I am, like geared up and ready to go. I'm obsessed with the new show. It's taking over my life. And then this is the mid-season finale, and I was like, oh, okay. And I was like crying at my couch. And then it those last like 2 minutes where he shows up at the door, and I was like, we have to wait 3 months for this? What the? Like, I lost it. Because that was the year of the Olympics, too. So.
Yeah, it was.
It was, like, way longer. It was horrible.
Yeah, that was the first one.
That was the first time they did, like, a 3-month hiatus.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which was awful.
No, but I love that scene between Emma and Killian because it's the first time Emma actually gave Killian any hope about the relationship.
Yeah.
Yes,
that she owned up to anything, too. Like,
yeah.
Good. It's just that
and
good.
And his little smile, his little, like, and his ear, like, twitched up because he smiled. Ugh. I love his ears. Sorry.
And now that going back and thinking about it, that little bit of hope is what gave him the strength he needed to go and find her. And get rid of the jolly for her. And I'm just, oh God, now I'm making myself cry.
Oh.
Son of a bitch.
Babes.
Thanks, Queen. Thanks, Queen.
No, not me.
No, I gave it to you. You know.
That's true. Damn it.
All right, number 3 on his list was when Emma says goodbye to Killian in front of his grave before Robin's funeral. And Joyce says, this scene emotionally wrecked me. One of the most heartbreaking and tragic scenes I've ever seen. The emotions Jen portrayed were so raw and heartfelt, I felt Emma's pain in that moment. The feeling when you've won a battle but lost the one closest to you, it creates a hole inside of you which nothing in the world can fill. Adam and Eddie messed up with Robin's death this episode, but this scene more than made up for it. The reunion scene later is always talked about, but this particular scene reflects the inner turmoil of Emma so perfectly it deserves a spot on my list.
Yes.
I agree.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Everything hurts.
Everything, and like she wanted to respect his wishes to move on, and I thought that her putting the flask down on his grave was like a final, like, even when she said, I think you'll need this more than I do, I was like, why? No, you better keep that. You keep that with you, because you never know. But that was a very sweet moment.
I just got an idea for like a horrible, horrible Drabble one shot. Of like, if he didn't come back. And how she went to the process.
Oh my gosh, why did you do that?
This bitch. Why?
But like I said before, that like this season, that scene was like about her letting go, and finally she let go. So I love that.
Exactly.
Sorry, Ray.
Oh no, it's
go
fine.
ahead.
That was a great. I love that scene.
All right, and finally, his last moment was the final scene of season 4 finale when Emma takes on the darkness to save the entire town and her family. That moment when she finally told Killian she loved him was heartbreaking. Too bad this scene got spoiled before the actual finale aired, but Jen's acting in this scene made the scene unforgettable.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. We all knew what was coming.
Yeah, I was sad. I was really sad I got spoiled for that, because like it wasn't as climactic as it should have been.
Exactly.
I don't know. I still feel like I had a very strong reaction to it, and I feel like even though we kind of knew what was going on, I mean, still just watching it play out and not knowing the exact details and who was going to say what, so I still got really emotional with it. Yeah. Actually, I more was just really excited because I was like, fuck yes, Emma's the dark one. Like,
yeah.
I was
like, what's going to come
That's
next?
more how that's how I was more than, like, upset. I was like, bring it!
I love watching my favorite characters take on the darkness. I just think it's cool. So
yeah.
I was excited for it.
I was mad at first because I didn't want them to be separated, but then I thought about them finding each other. I was like, oh yeah, that's great.
I also just knew this was going to bring on a massive angst train, and
yes,
I live for that. As much as it hurts so bad to watch, I still kind of get such a high off of it, and you almost need it. You almost need the angst like a drug sometimes.
Yes.
So I knew.
Train.
Yes, I knew like the
Welcome,
season
Sarah.
5 was just gonna be so painful, so I
Welcome
was
to the
ready
dark
for
side.
it.
Y'all are crazy.
Gabby, do you want to read the Facebook comment?
Yes. Thank you, Erin Rask. She says, favorite Emma moment was anytime she breaks one of those walls of hers and her emotions are string thin. I love. So when Graham died, when she kisses Henry for the first time, oh my God, when she had to impale Hook and the way she couldn't let go of his hand as the stretcher pulled away.
Oh my god, that
When
was
she said she
horrible.
missed Killian and his grave. And when he came back. Those are the times she's me and I break down with her.
Yep.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, Aaron drinking the angst Kool-Aid too. All right, so I got a message on Twitter from Miss Marianne Peluso. Thank you very much, darling. She did an article for the Girly Nerd last year before season 5 of her top 20 Emma moments, but I'm going to choose the one that we didn't talk about in her top 5, which was Emma being odd to hear that she's Killian's happy ending. A moment of purity and true love, this scene meant a great deal for Killian's character as he bears his heart and soul to Emma, admitting that she's everything to him. But this declaration means just as much to Emma, and Jennifer Morrison plays it with such exquisite gentleness and depth. When Emma hears him say that she is his happy ending, her expression is one of amazement and overwhelming emotion. Never blinking, her eyes fill with tears as she slowly moves towards him before resting her forehead against his and softly kissing him, a single tear falling from her cheek. This moment is so special and meaningful for Emma because as the savior, Emma has come to embrace helping others find their happy endings, but she rarely thinks of her own. More significantly, as a woman who grew up feeling unloved and unwanted, always used to not feeling like she was not good enough, it is extraordinary for her to hear that she truly is this person's happy ending. And for this once lost little girl, discovering this is an unbelievable revelation. It is no wonder she was crying, and to cry when you kiss the one you love shows the brevity and profundity of her feelings.
That was like poetry.
Yeah.
I know. It's so perfect and so true
Can we
about
just
that
pull
moment.
a Colin and just be like, what she said?
Yeah.
That was like a Jennifer Morrison answer.
It was.
Yeah.
No one can say it better.
Yes. The single tear. Gotta love it.
Yeah.
It's so pretty. And so now I'm on to the Tumblr ones. I've got one from Fairy Tales and Time Travel. Hi, Jenna. Her top 5, beginning with 5, is the speech she gave to Ashley about being who you are, which we've talked about. When she makes the cup disappear in Granny's in 318 and she is proud of herself. I love Emma when she uses her magic and she's so proud of it.
Yes.
Love isn't weakness, it's strength.
Yes.
Damn straight. I was never nothing. Classic. And number 1 is the look she gets in the season 1 finale after realizing the curse is real, which we've talked about. And those are all great moments.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And then from Vigilante Wives, who is also awesome. So from 5 to 1. Number 5 was when she finds the red leather jacket, which becomes her trademark armor in Firebird. Yes. Number 4, after the whole Ingrid Snow debacle and Emma runs away because of her magic and she hurt Daddy Charming, then she turns to gold for help. We all know what happened there. And she's ready to sacrifice her magic, but Elsa comes through and helps her out with that, which we've already talked about. After Henry is taken by Greg and Tamara and the heroes and villains work together to find him, she gives this amazing speech on how they're going to save Henry and the heart of the truest believer. Talking about how she's a mom and you either help me or you can get out of the way. When she admits to Snow that she still feels like a lost girl. And my number 1 Emma moment is when she sacrifices herself at the end of Operation Mongoose Part 2, which we have talked about. And then an honorable mention is the pilot episode where she has the single candle on her birthday, makes a wish not to be alone, and then, of course, Henry shows up at her door.
That is a good moment, yeah.
I do like that moment. Yeah.
Yeah.
She also have another one. Her line in the CS movie, "The only one who saves me is me."
Yeah.
Good one.
That Henry TLK, and her absolute personal favorite when she tells Graham a woman does not need a dress to dress like a man to have authority.
Yes.
Ooh,
Yeah, that is a good one.
yeah.
Totally owned him. He was like,
Yeah. She can still be wearing a dress and still have just as much as authority as a man.
Good list.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to move on to our fic art and video recommendations. Due to some technical difficulties, we lost about half of our crew that we started with. So I'm going to read off everyone's just so that they get mentioned. So,
Exactly.
Gabby, you want to go first?
Sure, I'll go first. I'm doing fan videos of Emma Swan. The first one is Insane Like Me by M. Black Minnows. It's short. It's like 1 minute and 23 seconds or something like that.
I love that video.
And another one is, and that's all Dark Swan, by the way.
It's so good.
The second one is Unstoppable Emma Swan by Xshopi. And that's, again, a short, but this one's all good Emma. So you have a little
you
bit
have
of
a dark and a light version.
Nice.
Yes.
My Rex, I'll start with Justine's, because we lost Justine. She wrecked Treacherous by Killian's Sex Hair, who, I love your username. It's pretty great. Yeah, I haven't read it yet. I want to. It's on my list. But I'm going to just read the little summary thingamajig. It's Argentina, 1948. The American and British governments think fresh off the streets Emma Blanchard is their ace in the hole for infiltrating an infamous Nazi escapee's abode. It's up to her protector, MI6's Killian Jones, to guide her and not to get attached. But you know what they say about best laid plans, ...
Oh, I'm definitely going to read that one.
Yes, that's definitely on the list. I love all sorts of, like, spy and, like...
It's historical, yeah.
Yeah, all that stuff.
I can dig it.
And my rec is a fan video. It's obviously super nice and super fluffy.
Sure.
Because that when anyone thinks super nice and fluffy, we think Ray.
Oh yeah.
It's called "You Gave Everything Up for Me," the Charmings, by XO Selena Forever OX, and it's an amazing video. All her videos are amazing. I've been following
She's
her
so talented.
forever. Like I don't even remember how long. Like since Vampire Diaries videos and stuff. So. Go watch it. Cry a lot. I'll give you some tissues. It'll be great.
All that good stuff.
Jenna?
Okay, so I've got 2 recommendations this week. I have one fan video, Emma Swan Fight Song, and that's by legendary dreamer Hart, Miss Jessie Van Hart. And it's just like a really, really fun video, and I really like it because it kind of shows all of Emma's cool moments. And my second recommendation is just like a general sort of art shout out, and it's Tumblr. It's You Had the Water and Pop-Tart.
Yes.
Such a great username.
Oh, so
I know,
good.
and like it's mainly like nice pencil sketches and pen sketches of once upon a time, but also they do quite a lot of Captain Swan ones as well. So I would check that out. There's some really good ones on there.
I have one for Lindsay. Hers is a fic by Drowned Dreamer on Archive of Our Own. It's called The Ghost and Emma Swan, and it's a historical AU based on the Ghost and Mrs. Muir. I believe that's pronounced. The summary is as follows. It says, looking for a fresh start, widow and mother Emma Swan moves to Storybrooke and falls in love with the mysterious Misthaven cottage. Little did she know that the house was already occupied by a darkly intriguing and very deceased sea captain. I have to read it instantly.
I remember her
Zombie
telling us about
Killian.
this.
Woo!
Oh, it sounds so good.
And in the notes it says that this is a very AU version of Once events in which none of the characters are based on fairy tales, and the setting is historical rather than fantasy.
Oh.
And that many of the backstories have been altered, so.
Okay.
Still sounds super interesting. I'm definitely going to check that out.
I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
Did you say this one was finished or almost finished?
It is completed, yes.
Perfect.
Baller.
and it's 18 chapters. So that's a
I know
decent
what
size.
I'm doing tonight.
And then my rec is a fan video by Captain Cinnamon on YouTube. It's called Wildest Dreams. It's not the Taylor Swift version of Wildest Dreams. It's a very beautiful cover of it. And it's just super fluffy and super beautiful. The coloring of it and the style that she used to edit it is just super gorgeous. And I just think it's one of the most beautiful fan videos ever made.
I think I know which one you're talking about. Is it by, like, Madison Bailey, the cover? I think.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh my god, I love that video. It's so pretty. Look at me, I like fluffy stuff sometimes.
Yeah, see? JMO?
All right. So I have Kimbo's. She wrecked a little one shot by Cutie O'Donoghue on Tumblr. It's called You Bested Me. It's a Canon CS fluffiness, in which Emma is trying to scold her and Killian's kids because one tied the other to a tree, but Killian can't stop laughing enough to be helpful.
Oh my god.
I didn't know I needed this until just now.
Oh my god,
Right?
that sounds amazing.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Because Killian would totally be that funny dad, or that dad that would just watch kids
the one
do
that,
stupid
like,
shit.
Yeah, that records it.
Yes, if he could figure out how to record on his phone.
Like,
Oh
that's
my
the
God.
only reason he learns how to record on his phone is to videotape their antics. Like, I feel like
Yes.
your kids would be the type of kids that, like, open an entire 5-pound bag of flour in the house. I don't know if anyone has seen those videos before, but I feel like that would be them.
You know who Killian could be? I feel like he could do, like, the Storybrooke version of Bad Dad.
Yes! Oh my god, yes!
Oh Lord.
Oh, I love Bat Dad.
Uh,
And Emma's just like, are you kidding me? Like, we gotta go.
yeah, Emma's like Jen in the... I think his wife's name is Jen.
Yeah,
in the
it is
background,
actually.
rolling her eyes and being like, oh my god,
Her
stop.
hitting him.
Like, what are you doing? I can't stop doing it. I can't stop doing it. My recommendation is by our very own Justine, aka I'm Hooked on a Swan on Tumblr and on fanfiction.net. It's called Born in Pain, Followed by Joy. It is about a midwife, Emma Swan, in the 1950s. And she's single, she's focused on her job, she doesn't really care about guys right now, until she meets widower Killian Jones and his son Liam, and they enter her life, and, you know, everything happens. There's only 5 chapters actually up right now, but she's written a lot. She's got like 15 written because she was doing it for the Captain Swan Big Bang this summer, but she had to graduate from college, so
Nah.
that kind of took priority.
Yeah.
Nah. I need
So
some.
there's still more to come.
Who
but
needs
it's
college?
So it's so well written, and if you do, and if you love yourself some Red Beauty, you'll want to read this too.
Yes. Oh, the Red Beauty.
Because I know I do.
Yes.
Just saying.
Yeah, I did like them. They were cute.
Yeah.
All right, so that wraps up our Emma Swan appreciation episode.
Ooh.
So this is what's happening next week. Our Killian Jones appreciation episode is going to be postponed an extra week due to technical issues. We want to make sure that we can get everyone together to make a really great episode for you guys. So do continue to send us your favorite Killian moments on all of our social media so that we can talk about it on the show. And in the meantime, for next week, we're going to do a little mini episode. It's going to be much shorter, just going to be, I don't know, maybe, well, who knows how long we end up talking.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
okay.
can say we'll do it in 50 minutes,
You
but
say it's shorter, but you never freaking know.
but it's going to be all about season 6 spoilers. So for those that don't want to be spoiled, it'll be a good opportunity for you to just kind of skip over the episode, and that way you don't feel like you're missing anything for what we're talking about, because the episode is just going to be about spoilers. So
And
that's
you
what we're going to
can
do for next.
always go back once it starts.
Exactly. Once
Yeah.
the episodes have aired, you can go back and listen to it.
Exactly,
So that's
you
what's
can
coming
see
up
if
for
we
next
were
week.
right about our theories.
We have some exciting news. We are officially on iTunes now.
Woo!
You can subscribe to us and carry us around with you on your iTunes app. We are still on Audio Boom as well, for those of you that like to use the Audio Boom app. We are also now on Pocket Cast as well, for any of you that use that app. So all of those different venues you can listen to us now.
Everywhere.
Yeah,
And
we're
we'll
literally
still-
on everything.
We'll still put
So
everything on YouTube, so if that's easier for you
yeah,
guys.
we are going to
so.
continue to put everything up on YouTube. Do make sure to subscribe to us on there.
Yeah. Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe, and continue to send us all of your thoughts and comments on all of our social media. We are OUACS Podcast on Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, Facebook, and on WordPress. So,
yes. And we have all of our recommendations there. If you guys
Yes.
ever want to go back and just see like a collective list of them, they're on the website as well.
all right. So we will see you all next week for our spoiler roundup episode.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.